Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is the question of, is Taylor Swift overrated? So, as we all know, Taylor Swift at this period of time is the most popular musician in the face of the world, okay? And not just the most popular musician in the face of the world, has the most devoted fan base, okay? And what I want to talk about is the question of, is she overrated? So now that I mentioned that and you know what this video is about, let's get started. So when it comes to the question of, is Taylor Swift overrated? The simple answer to that question is yes, she is overrated. Now, this is not supposed to be some sort of video where, someone's just saying this, to sound contrarian or something like that, or so on and so forth, because it's like really popular, so now since everyone's talking about it, I just want to say something that makes me sound like I'm different from the crowd, like I'm being edgy or something. I am just speaking the honest truth. Sheer music does sound not the most amazing, okay? Now, what I mean by that is that, am I saying that just because I might not like the songs she makes, her music's bad? No. Am I saying, that, that her music, for that matter, is created by someone who's untalented? No. The simple answer to that question is, for that matter, is simply that her music all sounds the same. Like, listen to her music, okay? Whether it's something she's released in 2024, 2023, 2022, and just for that matter, going easily like 5-some years back, all of her music sounds the same, okay? It just has the same fundamental sound, the same fundamental instrumentation, the same fundamental vocals, even aside from, of course, the same cliche topic about her suffering the pain of a breakup or something like that. Even aside from issues like that, it just has the same fundamental vocals and the same fundamental instrument sound and so on and so forth you hear all the time in her music. You just you can listen to one song and listen to another song and it sounds very similar to each other, for that matter, okay? And that's the truth about her music, for that matter. So people will always make the argument, well, she's trying to have a signature sound. That's not the point here. The point is not the question of having a signature sound. It just the music all sounds very similar to each other, for that matter, okay? When you listen to a lot of artists, they have a signature sound where you can tell, yeah, I know it's you, but their music sounds different. You listen to one song from this person to this other song and so on and so forth, you realize it sounds different. Just look at someone like Michael Jackson, okay? For that matter, okay? Look at someone like Michael Jackson. Look at someone easily else that I can obviously mention if you're into rock or something, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, or just a bunch of different artists, even more modern artists like Lady Gaga or even Katy Perry. You can obviously tell by the time the song starts, yes, I know it's you, but the songs sound at least quite distinctive from each other. Taylor Swift songs is just sounds the same. It's the same fundamental sound, the same fundamental formula over and over and over and over again. It's just not anything all that amazing, for that matter. And I just heard it so many times, heard songs on the radio, and it's just the same stuff. There's nothing that amazing or anything innovative or anything that's really gonna change the course of the sound of music. Like, actually, think about it, for that matter, okay? Like, listen to any of her songs. What is it about any of her songs, for that matter, whether her vocals or even straight up down to the beat, that actually is going to change the sound of music? It's just the same thing she does all the time, okay? She's very popular, she has a devoted fan base, but she's not revolutionizing anything. It's just the same fundamental formula for her music, and it gets tiresome and and dislikable for people who are not hardcore fans of her. Okay, and that's exactly what I'm trying to say. And to go along with that, to finish off my first point, is that none of her music has a sound, for that matter. In other words, it doesn't sound complex enough for it to be anything really enjoyable for any particular listener. Yes, her fans might say that, but they're only saying that because a lot of that has to simply do with simply the fact that they like her as a person. But listen to her music. Tell me one song when it comes to the beat that sounds like anything that can really, really make people go like, I really, really like the beat of this song. None. Okay. And I'm not saying Taylor Swift is not a talented musician. I'm not trying to hate on her. I'm just speaking honest truth. None of her music, especially when it comes to the beat, has that sound that can make you go like, I really, 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 really like this song. Look at all the iconic songs you've ever heard. For example, whether it could be I'm Blue, Da Ba Dee Ba Ba Die, or oh my god, a bunch of other ones, that have truly been considered iconic. You can look them up, whether it's that song or it could be easily easily Gangster's Paradise, or any song that's just like every single time you play it, people go like, I really like this song. Okay, and it doesn't even matter if you like rap. It doesn't matter if you like rock or any genre. Some songs just have that song that they're iconic. Even decades later, people are still going like, man, I like that song. Because it's not even the case that everyone likes it, just that the people who like the song really like it. Tell me any song for that Taylor Swift has made in the past few years, that you would ever hear. Okay, and I'm talking about her new music specifically, that you would ever hear that you go like, oh my god, that's my song when it comes on, on the station, the sound station, when you're at like a freaking club or a party, for that matter. That's the truth. None of her songs are iconic, and that's the first main point I want to make. And the second thing that I also want to get across when it comes to her is her fans. Okay, and this is very, 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 very true, is the problem with her fans. And her fans, a lot of them are just pretty much, in all honesty, especially the most hardcore ones, I'm gonna be honest with you, it just looks like the most stereotypical like mean girl types, especially from like the 2000s. Oh my god, they were horrible. I heard stories about them, and I was around a few of them. Oh my god, they're horrible as people. But like those type of people, it seems like all of her most dedicated fans are the mean girl types. So anytime you say anything that they don't like, they're just gonna criticize you and call you all sorts of names just because you don't agree with them on their opinion. And that's very problematic, especially for an artist who's supposed to come off as a very nice, kind person. And that's the problem I also have, and why she is so overrated. Okay, her fans just rep everything she does. It doesn't matter if her song was just okay or this and that. They'll say, oh, it was the greatest thing ever. Sometimes you look at her concerts, people are just screaming all the time and not even listening to the music. Even before the song starts, the screams are just loud as hell. So a lot of her fans, to put it bluntly, just defend her no matter what. And if you have that way of a fan base, then how are you going to determine if any of her songs are really good? We've seen this throughout history. A lot of people hype up people really much, whether it could be Tiffany from the 1980s to even the 1990s with people like the Spice Girls, and then after it was the Spice Girls, it became Britney Spears. And then years later, you look at them and actually speak to them, and they're like, did I even act like that? I can't remember. Oh my god, I actually behave like that. And it's the same thing I'm certain it's going to happen to Taylor Swift fans in the far distant future. She's just overrated. She's overhyped. Her music, objectively, you can kind of tell is just mid. It's not saying that it's not good, but it's just mid. And people just defend her to the end no matter what. And that's the truth about Taylor Swift. Okay? She's just overrated. Her music is just standard pop that you've heard a million freaking times, nothing known, same old, and that's it. So anyway, that's what I have to say about Taylor Swift. I'm not saying she's not talented, as I said before, but there's just nothing special about her music for that matter. And that's the simple truth of the matter. So anyway, this is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you like videos like this, remember to thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button. And that's all I have to say. I hope you found this video informative. And that is it. And simply put it, I'm out.